Welcome students to our maths class, chapter 11, ratio proportion, practice set 28. Now before we begin with the practice set of this lesson, we need to know what is ratio proportion. Okay, now for example, if I just show you this pencil, okay, and if I ask you that you need to compare this pencil, okay, is it possible to compare this single pencil? No, you can't, because comparison is always done between two things or more than two things. Okay, now if I give you another pencil, okay, now if I ask you to compare these two pencils, yes, it is possible, because we can compare two things or more than two things. Now, what will be the comparison between these two pencils? That is, you can compare saying that one pencil is yellow, other pencil is orange. So here we are comparing the color of the pencils. Second thing, we can say that the yellow pencil is longer than the orange pencil, or the orange pencil is shorter than the yellow pencil. So here second case, we are comparing the length, okay, of the pencil. Now when we are comparing, it is very important that when we compare, we are comparing two things, okay, that is, we are comparing these two pencils with its own with the same kind, okay. That is, for example, if I am comparing color of the yellow pencil, I am comparing with the color of another pencil. I am not saying that this pencil is yellow and this pencil is short. So I am not comparing color and the length together. When I am comparing two things or more than two things, I have to compare with the same kind what I am comparing. For example, if I am comparing the colors, then I have to compare colors only. Okay, so I have to say that the color, one pencil has yellow color, other pencil has orange color. I cannot say that orange pencil or the second pencil here is shorter and the first pencil is yellow in color. It will be wrong. So two things, in order to compare, we need two or more than two things. And when we are comparing anything, okay, it should be the same quantity and of the same kind. Okay, now comparison is made between what? Comparisons are made with respect to weight, with respect to length, with respect to height. Okay, so there are so many things which distances we compare. Okay, fatness we compare the colors. Okay, there are so many things that we compare. When we are comparing, we compare between amounts, or we compare ages. Okay, we say that she is my brother is 2 years elder to me. So we are comparing ages. Okay, when we are comparing distance, so we compare saying that my house is 2 kilometers far from the school. Okay, so when we are comparing two things, we are comparing with the same quantities of the same kind. Now what is same kind? For example, if I am saying that ages, okay, if you are talking about ages also, we are comparing both the ages with respect to years. Okay, when we are comparing time, okay, so now time has so many units. For example, time has units like seconds, it has minutes, it has hours, okay, it has days. Okay, so if for example we are comparing that if there is a race maybe, or you have to reach to a particular place, so we say that Ramesh and maybe Suresh. So Ramesh reached to school, or Ramesh took 20 minutes to reach the school, whereas Suresh took 10 minutes to reach the school. Now we are comparing two things, that is, we are comparing time. Then we are comparing same quantity, that is, we are comparing with the minutes. Okay, so I'm not saying that Ramesh reached in 2 hours and Suresh reached in 10 minutes. When we are comparing hours and minutes also, we should have the same unit. So if you are comparing, we have to compare in hours, or we have to compare between minutes. So that is also very important. Coming back to the example of pencil. Now in these two things, maybe the yellow one is longer, we say. Yes. So yellow pencil is longer than the orange pencil. Okay. And the color, in case of color, the longer pencil is yellow in color and the shorter pencil is orange in color. Okay. Now if I show you this third pencil. Now in the first case, yellow was longer, and now here you will see there is another pencil which is longer than the yellow pencil. So every time as you compare, it is not necessary that now in this case, if yellow pencil is longer, it will remain longer forever. If you compare with any other thing, then it will change. Now here in this case, the yellow pencil has become shorter and the grey pencil has become longer. Okay, so as we compare with many other things, the the comparison changes. Okay, so this comparison is actually ratio. Okay, when we compare, this comparison, what is made is nothing but ratio. For example, if I say that I got 10 rupees, okay, and my friend has 20 rupees. So now we are comparing here. Okay, so if I am having 10 rupees with me, my friend has 20 rupees with me. When I compare, I will say that my friend has double than what I have. Yes, because I am having 10 and its double is 20. So my friend is having double the amount what I am having. Okay. Or the other way, I am having the half the amount what my friend is having. Okay. So this is the amount what I am having and this is the amount what my friend is having. So either I can say two ways. My friend has double the amount what I am having, or I am having the half the amount what I am having. So in this case, we are comparing two things. That is amount between me and my friend. And then we are comparing with the same quantity or with the same unit, rupees and rupees. I am not comparing with rupees and paise. Okay, or I am not comparing with rupees with length or rupees with weight. Or I am not saying that I am having 10 rupees and my friend's age is 25 years. Okay, so I am not comparing with amount and age. I am comparing amount with amount. This is very important. You should understand that when we are comparing, we have to compare with the same quantity. So if I am comparing here with money, okay, I have to compare with money only. As I said, I cannot say that I am having 10 rupees and my friend's age is 25 years. So money and money is compared. Second thing, I have to compare with the same units. Now in money also, we have rupees, we have paise. Okay, so I'm not saying that I'm having 10 rupees and my friend is having 1400 paise. Okay, or I'm not saying that I'm having 10 rupees and my friend is having 2000 paise. I'm comparing with rupees. If I'm comparing with paise, I have to say that I have so and so paise and my friend has so and so paise. So same thing. Same with time. I explained you earlier that if you're comparing time, if you're saying that hours, then you have to compare with hours only. Okay, so this you have to remember. Okay, and comparison is done with weight, then with length, with height. Many things are there with which we compare. Okay, then comparison is done with money, with time, and so many other things. In our day-to-day life, we compare so many things. Okay, so weights, we have kilograms, we have grams. For example, lengths, we have centimeter, we have meter. Okay, heights, we compare in centimeters, how many feet. Then money, we compare with rupees. Okay, paise. Time, we compare with minutes, hours. Okay, ages, we compare with how many years, how many months. Okay, so these are the units what I'm saying. So when you're comparing two things, the units should be same. So if I'm comparing weight, if I'm talking about weights, then I have to say compare between kg and kg. I cannot compare between kg and kilograms. Okay, for example, there are two sacks. Okay, and in one sack, if I say it is 50 kgs, Okay, the other sack I have to say it is 20 kgs or any number. So kg only I have to compare. I cannot say that this is 50 kg and this is maybe 2000 grams or 2500 grams or whatever. I cannot say that. Okay, so when I'm comparing the weights. Okay, here also weight, that is okay. But this is wrong, that is I'm comparing kg and grams. I have to compare either kg or I have to compare between grams and grams. This thing you have to remember. Now coming back to this amount, if I say that I'm having, so we can take that Riya and we can say that Geeta. Okay, so if I say that Riya has 10 rupees and Geeta has 20 rupees. Okay, now when I'm comparing and when I'm writing this is the form of ratio in which I'm writing. And when I solve this, if you see the 0 and 0 gets cancelled, 1 upon 2. So this is the ratio, okay, of the amount or the money what I'm having. And this is written as 1:2. Okay, these two dots are put like this and it is read as 1:2. Okay, so the ratio of the amount what Riya and Geeta are having is 1/2. Okay, so it is not necessary that Riya will have only 10 rupees. Okay, or 20 rupees. Maybe Riya is having more amount or less amount, but the ratio what they are having with them is 1:2. Okay, now another example. Sometimes we say that, for example, you must have heard or saying, or you must have said by yourself that when we are talking about any recipe, okay, cooking, we ask somebody that please give me the proportion how to make a cake. Please give me a proportion how to make a biryani. So when we are talking about the ratio, proportion, we are asking the proportion. That means, for example, if I'm going to tell you how to make for example, how to make biryani. Okay, so I will be giving you to make biryani for maybe 1 kg of rice. Okay, so in that case I will say, okay, you take 1 kg of rice. Okay, then you will take 1 kg of onions in that. Okay, then whatever you're adding, vegetable or you're adding chicken or whatever, then you take that proportion. So now I will be giving you the proportion or I will be giving you the quantity for 1 kg. But if you have to make it for more amount, not necessarily you will make it for 1 kg every time. Maybe you have to make it for half kg. Or maybe you have to make it for 2 kgs. Or maybe you have to make for 5 kgs. So in that case, when I'm giving you this ratio proportion will help you. Okay, if you know this ratio, you can multiply, you can divide and you can find the ratio and accordingly you can make it as you wish. Okay. For example, I have given you the measurement for 1 kg of biryani. And if you have to make for 2 kgs, so what you'll do, you will double. Okay. So if the proportion, for example, a very simple example of making tea. Okay. So if I say that 1 cup of milk, okay, we add 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of tea powder. Okay, now if I have to make for half cup, okay, then I have to just lower it to half. So I'll be taking half cup of milk, half tablespoon of sugar and half teaspoon of tea. If I have to make it 5 times more, okay, so I will just multiply by 5. So I have to take 5 cups of milk. Okay, I have to multiply by 5. I will take 5 tablespoon of sugar. I will take 5 teaspoon of tea. If you understand this, okay, you will understand what is ratio proportion. Okay, so ratio proportion is very important to know that how it is also used in our day-to-day life. So you need to understand ratio proportion so that we can solve the further sums. So before that, you will watch this small video where it is explained ratio proportion and how we use it in our day-to-day life.
Ratio and its applications. In this module, you will learn about ratio, equivalent ratios, and some applications of ratio. Mom, I'm thirsty. Please make a glass of orange drink for me. Okay, Vinay. Wait, Mom. I want to see how to make it so that I'll be able to make it for my friends when they come in the evening. Mom, how did you know what to add and how much? It is written on the bottle. To make a glass of drink, take 1 cup of orange squash. Pour it into a glass, add 3 cups of water to it, and then mix them well. Your drink will be ready to serve. Mummy, please make 1 drink for me too. Now, how will you add the squash and water to make the drinks for both of us? See, to make it for 1 person, we have to take 1 cup of squash and 3 cups of water. For 2 persons, we have to double the quantities of both the squash and water. That means we need to take 2 cups of squash and 6 cups of water. Think, if I have to make it for 3, then we have to take 3 cups of squash and 9 cups of water. Here, the quantity of water we have added is 3 times the quantity of squash. How did you find it out? If we divide the number of cups of water by the number of cups of squash, we get 3 each time. Mummy, it is denoting 3 times 1. Correct. You know, here you are comparing using ratios. What is a ratio? The comparison of 2 quantities in terms of how many times is called ratio. Here, the ratio of squash to water is 1:3, and it is read as 1:3. Using ratio, it is easy to calculate. How? The ratio of squash to water for 1 person is 1:3. If we have to make it for 2 persons, then multiply the ratio by 2. Then it becomes 2:6. For 3 persons, multiply it by 3. That is 3:9. Can you find how much squash and water is to be added for 10 persons? For 10 persons, I have to take 10 cups of squash and 30 cups of water. And I come to know by multiplying the ratio by 10. Here, for all the ratios we have found, we have added water 3 times of squash. That means the ratio is constant here. Such ratios, which are obtained by multiplying or dividing by any counting number, are equivalent ratios. 1:3 is its lowest form, as it can't be further divided. Correct. Now you get it. We have used the squash and water in the ratio of 1:3. For this, can you write the ratio of water to 1 glass of drink made? I think it is 3:1. No, Vinay, we can't calculate ratio in different units. Here, the unit for water is 3 cups. Then we have to use the same unit for the drink also. 1 glass of drink contains 1 cup of squash and 3 cups of water. That is, 4 cups are poured into 1 glass to make 1 drink. Yes, that is why the ratio of quantity of water to drink is 3:4. And for quantity of squash to drink, it becomes 1:4. So, while writing ratios, first we have to convert different quantities in the same unit. Let's recap. Ratio. The comparison of quantities in terms of how many times a quantity is of another quantity is called a ratio. Equivalent ratio. Ratios which are obtained by multiplying or dividing by any counting number are equivalent ratios. A ratio is a comparison between quantities in same measures or units.
Now after watching the video, we'll come back to our textbook, page number 56. Now here they have given some daily examples of ratio proportion. Now here they have given one example where this lady, she's preparing idlis and dosas. Now you know that any recipe we are preparing, it is very good to follow the ratio and proportion. If you do proportionately, then whatever is made comes out very well. Okay, and therefore we always try to write down our recipes where we write the measurements. Clear? Now when this lady is making idlis and dosas, she has some proportion for rice and dal. Okay, when she is making for example, when she's making idlis, she's taking 1 cup of dal and she's taking 2 cups of rice. Okay, so when she's taking dal and rice, so her proportion for dal and rice is 1/2, which is written as 1:2. Okay, as I said that it is read as 1:2. Clear? And when she's making dosas, her proportion for dal, and now this is for idlis as I told you. Okay, when she's making dosas, she is see here, when she's making dosas, she's taking same thing, that is dal and rice. Okay, but when she's taking dal and rice for dosas, she's taking with the proportion 1 cup is to 3 cup. That is 1 cup of dal to 3 cups of rice. So for dosas now the proportion becomes 1:3. As I told you earlier before the video, that it is not necessary you will make only 1 cup every time, or you will always take 1 cup of dal every time. Maybe you have to make for more people. That time you will increase. Okay, now in that case, when you have to make for more people, now the proportion for dal upon rice, okay, for idlis is given as 1/2. If I have to make for more people, if there are more guests in my house, okay, and if I have to take 3 cups of dal, clear? So to make for 3 cups, this 1 cup of dal I have to convert to 3 cups. Okay, so to make it for 3 cups, I have to multiply by 3. And if I am multiplying 3 up, I have to multiply 3 down also. So it becomes 3/6. Okay, so now if I am making for more people, I have to take 3 cups of dal and 6 cups of rice. So this ratio, what is there, is very important. Okay, that is, if we know this ratio, we can further solve many calculations. Even if you have to make it half, if you don't want so much of batter, okay, you want to make it less, you want to make it half, okay, then you have to divide. If you have to make for more, you will multiply. If you have to make for less, you will divide. Okay, so this proportion is important in our day-to-day life. Okay, then this next example you will read again. There is Margaret who is making some biscuits, and for biscuits we need wheat flour, we need a flour, and we need sugar. So her proportion for flour and sugar is 3:2. Okay, now this proportion is proportion for 3 cups of flour, that is wheat flour, upon sugar. Okay, this also I would like to explain here, that when Margaret is making biscuits, her proportion for wheat flour to sugar, so she is taking 3 cups of wheat flour and 2 cups of sugar. But if you are changing the proportion, if you are changing the proportion for sugar to wheat flour, you will not say that 3:2. You will be saying 2:3. Here we are taking the proportion of wheat flour to sugar. Wheat flour to sugar is 3/2 or 3:2. And for sugar is to wheat flour is 2/3. Because sugar 2 cups and wheat flour 3 cups. So even when you interchange, you should know. Now here this proportion is for dal is to rice. Okay, but if we have to take the proportion for rice is to dal, okay, it will be 2/1. The proportion for dal upon rice is 1/2, and the proportion for rice upon dal will be 2/1. Okay, so when you interchange, even that you should know. After that, on page number 57, this try this is cancelled, but just above this they have given one activity on page number 57 that you have to complete, and there are some solved examples which you will be going through. And on page number 58 also there are some solved examples, and there is very important thing which is written, which I have explained you all. When finding the ratio of two quantities of the same kind, their measures must be in same units. Same kind means, as I told you, you have to compare length and length, age and age, time and time. Okay, and units means when I am talking about kilogram, kilogram, gram, gram, seconds, seconds. Okay, as we are solving practice set 28, you will come to know. So this sentence is very important, which is on page number 58. Please mark it. Now, practice set 28. Now in practice set 28, you will see the first sum there. In each of the example below, find the ratio of the first number to the second. Now, when I explained you this here, dal is to rice and rice is to dal, this is important. I explained you because of this, first number to the second. You should know what is first number to the second or second to the first. Now here, when I am talking about dal is to rice, it is 1:2. And when I am talking about rice is to dal, it is 2:1. So if this is first and second, first is to second is 1/2. And second is to first is 2/1. Okay, so in the first sum, you will see that sum number 4, 5 and 6, they are deleted. Okay, so in this first practice set 28, first sum, 4th, 5th and 6th will not be done. And the fourth sum is, and fifth sum is omitted. The fourth and fifth sum entire is omitted, and from the first only the 4th, 5th, 6th is omitted. So we will be doing the other part. Okay. Now, as we begin, the first sum, the numbers given is 24 and 56. So we have to find the ratio of the first number to the second. Now first number is 24, second number is 56. Okay, the ratio, as I told you how to write the ratio, 24/56. Okay. So when we have to find the ratio of 24/56, first we need to write in this way. Okay. The first quantity with the second is 24/56. It is not given, but just for information, if they give us second quantity with the first, then how it is written? I will just write here at the top, 56/24. When it is second to the first, we will write the second number in the numerator and first number in the denominator. Okay. Second is to first is 56/24. First is to second is 24/56. They have not given us this, but just for your information. So first quantity to the second or first number to the second number is 24/56. Now if we have to find the ratio of this, that is, we need to reduce this fraction to its lowest form. And whatever will be the lowest form of this will be its ratio. Okay. Now for that, what we have to see is 24 and 56 is divisible by which number we have to check. Okay. Now 24, it is very easy. You all can also try to recollect what we have studied in the test for divisibility. Okay. Or you will be also knowing the tables. As you all know that 24 and 56 are the multiples of 8. Okay. So if we will divide 24 and 56, because we have to bring it to the lowest form. So we will divide 24 and 56 with 8. Okay, you can also start with any number which is like 24 and 56 is also divisible by 2. Okay, so you can divide by 2. If you are dividing by 2, you have to keep on doing till you get the lowest form. Okay, now 8 3s are 24 and 8 7s are 56. So when we get this number, again we have to check whether the numerator and the denominator, are they divisible by any same number or any table which they are present. No, they cannot be divided further. Therefore, this is the ratio. Okay, what we have found. So this is our final answer. Moving to the second one. 63 and 49. And the third one, 52 and 65. Okay, now here again we write it in this form, 63 upon 49. Now we have to check that 63 and 49 are divisible in which number? They are the multiples of which number? 7. Okay, so 7 7s are 49 and 7 9s are 63. So 7 9s are 63 and 7 7s are 49. Okay, so this is our final answer because further 9 upon 7 cannot be divided further. Okay, now 52 upon 65. So again 52 upon 65. We have to check in which number is divisible by both the numbers 52 and 65. So it is 13. Okay, so 13 4s are and 13 5s are. Okay, here. So this is the final answer because 4 upon 5 cannot be further divided. So in this way we have to divide whatever we are dividing in the numerator, same number you have to divide in the denominator. Also keep in mind that. Okay, and you will get the lowest form. Try to bring it to the lowest form. If you can divide further, divide if they are present in any same table. If they are the multiples of any number, then keep on doing it till you get the last. So 3 upon 7 is the ratio for 24 into 56. 24 and 56. Here 9 upon 7 and here 4 upon 5. Okay. Please write all the sums which are taught in this video in your notebook. Thank you.